Good morning, it's day 2. Hey! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Scary.
Yeah. Proud of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Grand Canyon. This is a 4-night, 5-day backpacking trip, starting at the Tanner Trailhead and ending at Grandview Point. This is the morning of day number 4, but let me take you back to where it all began. We began the trip at the Tanner Trailhead. We hiked the Tanner Trail to Cardenas Butte, and that was camp number 1. On day 2, we continued on the Tanner Trail and camped at Tanner Beach. On day 3, we joined up with the Escalante route and camped at Escalante Beach on night number 3. And on day 4, we joined up with the Tonto Trail and camped at Hance Creek at Large. On the final day, we took the Grandview Trail and ended at Grandview Point. So what the trail's looking like in front of us, still quite a bit of snow. It's very slushy, so that makes it actually more difficult than if it were icy. Microspikes have a harder time digging in. Not too much longer before we're past the snow point. We were able to take off the spikes, had a little snack break, and looks like we're hitting the dry trail now. I think we're out of the snow. Some ominous clouds in front of us, but they're not expecting too much rain today. I think there's about a 70% chance, that's the highest percent chance today, and that's not until later this evening. So hopefully we can get to camp and get our tents all squared away before the rain. I'm actually very stoked because they were calling for rain all day today, and I thought we were going to have a miserable hike in the rain all day, and actually it's just sprinkled on us a couple of times. Been a mix of sun and clouds, so we got very, very lucky. I believe there's only supposed to be one more day of rain on this trip, and it's supposed to be Friday, and it will produce snow at the higher elevations. But yeah, I think we're going to get pretty lucky with weather. We just rounded this corner and came into this incredible view. I believe that is Cardenas Butte straight ahead. We're going to make camp somewhere right around there. We made it to camp. We have found a very beautiful spot with Cardenas Butte in view, and we dropped about 1,900 feet in elevation today. We went a little over 3 miles. It was fairly challenging, very slow going through the snowy part of the trail, but we made it. It's absolutely beautiful. We're looking forward to setting up camp. We have about 2,600 feet more to drop down tomorrow to get down to Tanner Beach, and we're looking forward to spending a night on the beach. But right now we're going to set up camp and get some food going soon. This is the other side of our view from camp. We've been experiencing some pretty heavy-duty wind gusts. I'm guessing over about 40 miles per hour. They were saying the wind was going to die down tonight, so we're hoping so. I also wanted to mention that there was a pretty decent water carry today. I carried 4 liters in because we are at a dry camp, and that's the most water I've ever carried. It was a heavy pack, but it's nice to kind of train and get used to wearing a heavier pack, especially on a big adventure like this, as I intend to do a lot more of it. On the menu tonight, I'm going to eat the heaviest thing in my pack, and that is this couscous. I'm going to put some olive oil in it, and I have some freeze-dried vegetables that I bought from REI, and I'm going to put those in there too, because it's always kind of nice to have veggies on trail, and I think it's going to be pretty yummy. It seems like an awful lot, so hopefully I can eat it all. Christine, what are you going to have for dinner tonight?
Trying not to catch myself on fire. I am having a dehydrated backpacker meal from a company called Next Mile Meals. It's a keto backpacking dinner. It's beef tacos.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Excited to see how that turns out. Well, we didn't show you dinner because it started pouring down rain and we ran for the cover of our tents, and we're just hunkered down for the evening. We've had rain, we've had wind, and it's just nice and cozy and warm in our tents. It was an absolutely beautiful, breathtaking day. I just love this place. It's just amazing. It's one of our natural wonders. I feel very lucky to be here, and especially during the 100-year anniversary of the park. It's the 100th birthday as a national park, so it's a really special time to be here. I'm very grateful. Looking forward to descending the rest of our journey down tomorrow to Tanner Beach. Right now, I think it's time for bed, so we will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning, it's day 2. We are just breaking down camp and getting ready to hit the trail. It's an overcast day. We just had a little bit of a ray of sunshine shine down on us, and we were like, oh! It felt so good. We're hoping for maybe a little bit more breaks in the clouds, and maybe we'll have some sunshine, but if not, that's okay too. Keeps the temps down and nice and cool. And we're hoping just for a good day hiking down to Tanner Beach. The Colorado River coming into view down below. Love the mix of shades and sun on the walls. It's absolutely stunning. This has been an absolutely spectacular hike so far. It's only day 2, but up here is where you see these very wide, expansive views. When we get down to the river, we're going to be down below the walls, and we'll have the walls towering above us, which will be really awesome as well. Really looking forward to that. Christine, what do you think so far?
Oh, it's just incredible. I have been wanting to come backpack the Grand Canyon for the past few years, and I'm so excited to be sharing this experience with you. Yeah, I'm really glad we have some blue skies today too, because they really offset the red in these magnificent walls. It's incredible.
I'm absolutely loving this section of the trail. We've got expansive views on both sides. It's absolutely stunning day, bluebird sky, white puffy clouds, nice cool breeze every now and then, and the trail is pretty flat and easy right now. This is a really awesome section. I'll show you the views I'm looking at. It's Christine. It's incredible. Gotta tell you, it feels good to have the backpack back on again. Nature is my church, and it's where I feel the most centered. Lately, I haven't felt very centered in back home in suburbia. Lots been going on. Really needed this. There's nothing like the backcountry. I mean, there just really isn't. We've seen a few people on trail. We ran into a group of guys that had just spent 6 days on trail. I guess they did some off-trail stuff, and they said that we were the first people that they've seen. And they were only the second group that we've seen. That's been really nice. We're making our way down. I can see the Colorado River. It does not look very far away now. I think we're getting pretty close. Maybe about 2 more miles. And this section here is called the Palisades. Very, very beautiful. And then what we have right here is Comanche Point. We have made it to the beach. You did it!
Oh, wow!
This is home for the night. We made it to town, Tanner Beach. Super glad to be here. We scored a sweet campsite, and I'll show you our view. has filtering it out. The water came out clear. I'm impressed. Getting ready to cook up some dinner, and on the menu tonight is a spinach linguine pasta, some Parmesan cheese, and I'm gonna put a little olive oil on that, and some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm really hungry, so I'm looking forward to eating it.
That looks so good.
Have a bite, I get these little bottles of olive oil from World Market. Dinner was amazing. I ate every last drop of it. Must have been hungry. It was quite a bit of pasta, but it was really good. We've had 2 really epic days. The 2 days combined, we've done about 9 miles. Now the next 2 days are also going to be big days. Tomorrow, I believe, is going to be 9 miles, and then the following day will be 10 miles. And that's going to be the crux of the trip, I believe, because that will have the most challenging terrain. We are going to be doing a class 4 climb, a Papago wall. It's really exciting stuff ahead. Hopefully these last 2 days have given us some trail legs so that we can get through this terrain fairly easily, but whatever. If it's a challenge, that's okay. We're up for it and we're excited. It was a lovely evening here tonight. I want to mention the water is freezing. When I went to go get my water, I mean, my feet I was in pain. It was so cold. I am really enjoying my gravity filter so far. So far, so good. I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night here, and we're gonna see you bright and early because we're gonna get an early start to do those 9 miles. We will see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. We fell asleep under the stars last night. We both slept with our rain flies off, and it started raining. I felt raindrops falling on me. Looked up and I couldn't see the stars anymore, so I had to jump out, throw on the rain fly. It's rained off and on all night. It's been dry for a couple hours now, so luckily our tents have been able to dry out, so we're not going to have to pack away wet tents as long as we hurry up breakfast and get everything packed away fairly quickly. We're gonna get started early today since we have a pretty big day. I know 10 miles doesn't seem like a lot, but 10 Grand Canyon miles is a lot. If you've ever been here and hiked here, you'll understand what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and just enjoy my coffee. I thought I'd jump on the camera for a moment because there doesn't seem to be any wind, and just as soon as I say that, it's kicking up. And we're gonna hit the trail, so we'll catch you down the trail a little ways. We've left the Tanner Trail and are now on the Escalante route. Looks like we have just a moment here without wind, so I thought I'd try to talk. We've gone almost 3 miles. We're gonna take a little break at 3 miles. It's been pretty easy so far, just a little bit of route finding, but it's been a nice trail, so we've been able to make some miles. And just a beautiful morning. We are experiencing a mix of sun and clouds and that pesky wind, which has been plaguing us this trip, but it actually kind of keeps you cool. It's very cool, but you know, not too cold. Actually, the temperature is perfect for hiking, which is awesome. We just took a break at Cardenas Beach, which you see right down below, and loaded up on water, and now we are back on trail. I believe we're on the Tonto Shelf. Made a quick pit stop to put on our rain gear. We felt some pretty heavy drops, and I'll show you what's looking like it's heading our way. It's pretty cool. We got a kind of a bend in the river right here. The wind is absolutely insane. I think it's 40+ mile-an-hour gusts. I'm sure it's actually literally pushing me on the trail. It's a headwind, so it's making it slow going, even though this should be a pretty easy stretch. Fighting it against that kind of a headwind is not easy. Woo-wee!
You really just need to go to the right of you. Okay. Like the trail is over there. Can
Oh,
you
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got this. Did that rock move? A little. Okay. Boys and girls, this is some tricky stuff we're doing here. And by the way, we're way up here. We have a new view as we begin our descent down to Escalante Beach. Found some fresh water. This is what it's looking like in front of us. We're walking through this wash. I think we're almost there. I think we're both pretty knackered. We made it to Escalante Beach. That's where we're camping, right there behind me. It's been a challenging day. The trail to begin with was fairly smooth, fairly easy. But right as we left Cardenas Beach, it got a lot rougher. Once we entered the Escalante route, we wound up on some cliff bands, did some boulder scrambling. Gained a lot of elevation, and then finally started coming down, went through a canyon, over more boulders. It's been a day. Room with a view. Woo-wee! Today was a butt kicker. It was incredible though. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. The terrain that we dealt with, the absolutely stunning beauty that we saw. It was exhilarating. It just got your blood pumping and your, endorphins going, and it was insane. It was a long day. It was an exhausting day. You know, when you're issued a permit here at the Grand Canyon, they send over a hiker information sheet along with it, and it tells you about how difficult it is to hike in this canyon. In fact, they really intimidate you from even trying to attempt it, and I really can see why, because it's very, very difficult. You know, there are areas that are smooth sailing, and you savor those moments because it's gonna get difficult. But it's, you know what, that's what I like. I enjoyed every moment of today, even the hard stuff. In fact, Christine and I were just completely amped out after doing the hard stuff, and we really got exhilarated from it, and we enjoyed it. We're here at camp, and I am probably going to just retire to my tent for the night. I think we're both thinking that, because as you can see, the wind has not stopped. That's something that made today extra challenging. We were lambasted by wind all day long, and that gets hard. I mean, there were some serious gusts that just buffeted me right and left and all over the place, and I can see how people can get blown off of a cliff, because I have a heavy pack on and it was still very forceful. It's exhausting being beaten down by wind all day, and it's funny, I can feel it in my lungs even, so I've probably been inhaling all kinds of dirt and all particles and all kinds of stuff today. So I'm gonna probably just do a cookless dinner, which means like a Cliff Bar and some snacks, and just call it a night. According to the forecast, today was the last day with strong winds. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot calmer. Hopefully we'll wake up to a nice calm morning, and that's my hope. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm real sleepy. I will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. It's day 4 of the trip. We had an interesting evening. It was very windy, and we're here on this super fine sand, so we were being blasted. It was almost as if we weren't in a tent at all. Everything inside the tent is completely covered in sand. I was covered in sand. I actually felt it crunching in my mouth. I buried myself in my sleeping bag, and if I opened it at all, sand would fall all over my face. It was pretty crazy. Everything's covered in sand, so that's going to take a little bit of time to just dust everything off and get everything packed away. We have another big day today, about 10 miles, and our camp tonight is at Hants Creek. We'll be leaving the Escalante route, joining up with the Tonto Trail, and eventually the Grandview Trail, which will take us out of here. But for tonight, we're camping at Hants Creek, hoping that there's water there. Today's going to be another big day, so I'm going to drink up my coffee. Alright, camp is packed up and we are hitting the trail. It was camp last night, the little sandy peninsula. We're going to dump out the nasty water that we got from the Colorado River, because it's very sandy, and fill up on some of this fresh spring water. First I need to clean this out. Yeah. Get all that sand. Still only taking a liter.
I think I put more in there. I'm going to empty some. I'm probably going to drink a ton right this second, actually. That's beautiful.
Isn't this a lovely thing? It's a little scary right here.
Okay, you've got power in your legs. Yay! Woo!
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah.
Made it down that wall. Nobody told me about this. John Amorisano, when you helped me plan this route, you didn't tell me about that part.
You don't have that far to go, so you could probably just step right down. Squat down and just put your foot down. There you go. You got it.
I'm pretty sure that what we're looking at right there is the Papago Wall. We will need to climb up that. Ooh boy, it's been some rough terrain today. Haven't been breaking out the camera a whole lot because we have a lot of miles to do and we're moving pretty slow with trying to film and get through this terrain. This is an example of what the trail looks like. Stopped for a break here in the Slot Canyon, or just in the mouth of the Slot Canyon, refueling and getting ready for that big climb up the Papago Wall. We're kind of unfazed by it because we've done some pretty difficult stuff today already, but we do have a lot of miles to cover still. We have 7 miles to cover and it's about 1 o'clock. We may end up getting to camp in the dark, who knows? Unless we start getting some smoother trail and we can make up some miles, we'll have to see. As I mentioned earlier, the wind was supposed to die down today, and it has, and it is much warmer today, which is making traveling a little bit more difficult as well. We're sweating, and we're almost wishing for a little bit of breeze, so that's kind of ironic. But just taking a little break and getting ready to tackle the next beast. Believe me, I was shaking. When you get up here, unless we have more to do, I think it's going to be, this is the hardest part. Careful. How you doing?
Good. I feel a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. Scary.
Yeah. Proud of us.
Yeah. Okay, we both agree this is worse than Papago. We've got to go down this whole talus chute. It's insane. Doesn't even look like humans should be going down this. And that rock slide was treacherous. They say it looks treacherous. It is treacherous. There was no clear indication of whether we should go to the left or to the right. And we went to the right. We actually pretty much climbed down a sheer cliff almost. I'm just tired, and we're so far from camp still, and we have hours to go. So I'm just gonna keep on moving. But man, that was tough. Well, we made it to camp, but not until after dark. After we traversed that talus chute, we turned off our cameras and just tried to book it to camp. We hiked in the night for a while and set up camp in the dark, and just now getting in our tents and getting ready for bed. We're both exhausted. Today's hike was much more challenging than I anticipated. It's one thing when you see something on paper, a description written on paper, but it's another thing to actually be out here doing it. It's not for the faint of heart. The Grand Canyon is a difficult place to hike, that's for certain, but it's been beautiful. We've been enjoying our trip. I'm gonna say goodnight now because I'm very tired. See you tomorrow. Good night. Okay, we have broken down camp and we're ready to hit the trail. We slept in a little bit after yesterday. We were just exhausted by the time we got to camp. We are a little bit shy of Hants Creek. We're just above it. In the Grand Canyon, if you have at-large camping, it's kind of a dispersed camping, but you have to stay within the zone that you're designated. So we could pick anywhere to camp within this zone. We got a lot of climbing to do, and we want to be out of here today. So we are going to get to it, and I probably won't film too much along the way. I'll break out the camera a little bit, but we want to try to make good time since we are getting a late start and just get on out of here. Hants Creek was a beautiful spot. We just stopped there for a break. It would have been great to camp there, but sometimes you have to listen to your body and just be safe. After the beating we took from the Escalante route, we were just exhausted. So I'm happy with our decision. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, I can't remember, but it is day 5 of this trip and the final day. We have about 5 miles to go, and we're going to start getting to the vertical point where we have to climb straight up, so that's exciting. But we're doing good. Weather's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so we will be missing out on that. And it's kind of stayed nice and cool. So we're getting a little bit of cloud cover now, so it's not too bad. I still have my long sleeve on. And that's it. Just trucking along. We've just been traversing a brutal set of switchbacks, climbing straight up pretty much. We've come into this old mining area. It's pretty cool. Still have some old equipment here, and even a mine shaft. Almost made it to the top of the mesa. We have made it up to Horseshoe Mesa. That was a steep climb. I imagine we did probably about 2,000 feet, somewhere around there. Pretty much straight up, and I'm guessing we have about another 1,000 feet to go. Grandview Trail is right in front of me. We have 2.4 miles. We'll probably end up having to use our micro spikes once again because there is still snow there at the top. I can see it from here. But we're almost there, home stretch. Probably our last Grandview.